Good morning. I don't know why this water is here, but anyways, hope all's well. Um, Today we have two live sessions. Both of them are with my very good friends. The first one is with a friend all the way from Kuwait who is a bullion gold uh, dealer. Also, their group is a manufacturer of retail and wholesale clothing, VIP clothing. I mean, their whole brand is called VIP totally. I've been to Kuwait and I have seen what they do, how they do it, and how they're capturing the Kuwaiti market. So it will be good to have his views on especially gold because it's one of the assets that people want to invest in. So let's see what his views are. Hello, Zephyr. Hope all's well. Uh, let's jump in.
Oh no.
Hey, hi there, buddy.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just at work, just coming from the airport, from the
Airport?
cargo, for the cargo section. This is the Kuwait's gold market. If you can see, I can
Okay.
switch it. I can switch it to the camera, right? Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Kuwait gold
This
market.
is this is this is where your shop is, right? This is where I came and saw your shop, right? Hello.
This is where you came. This is the gold market. Everything is shut. Only the offices are working. Now let me
Uh,
go in. Actually,
no
just
one
came from.
can no one can no one can buy nothing if someone wants it right now.
No, you cannot walk in. You cannot walk in.
But if someone wants to buy something, I mean, what, online or how do they do it?
Yeah, right now we are pretty much online. We are on call. We are on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and
Okay.
this is the market. We are in the market right now. This is where
Okay.
my office is.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so here we are.
And you're wearing a mask, so is it compulsory right now in Kuwait to wear a mask?
No, it's not compulsory, but it's just for precautions because some people they say there are so many theories to this. They say it's in the air sometimes. So in the air, it's in the sense that if someone walks in front of you, passes by you, or anywhere, you know. So you see all the shops are mostly of the offices and shops there.
Yep,
The
yep, yep.
shutters are the shutters are like half shut. So we're just operating in the office right now.
So what, I mean, we'll talk about this right now as we are going along, but yep, that's the goal. Look, guys, you want gold, get in contact with Husain Raghib, VIP Jewelers. They will obviously help you out with it. Um, so how is it,
The
how is the lockdown going? I mean, has the government released any plans so far of easing the lockdown?
Not yet, because in Ramadan, if you kind of open, as you know, if you open anything, Ramadan is the main season, business season in Kuwait and Middle East,
Indeed, indeed.
like how it's Christmas
UK.
in the Western countries, So Ramadan is very similar to that.
But I heard Dubai has eased their lockdown situation. No, is that right or is that false?
They have opened up the malls partially, but it's very, very, very crowded. If you've seen the pictures and all, it's pretty much crowded. So I'm gonna remove the mask.
Yep, I can see
How
you
you
now.
doing?
Yep, good.
Yeah, so that's how it is. I'm really sorry I'm taking your time.
No,
I
no,
have
it's
all the
okay.
time in the world. Do you?
It's good that you've come on. I appreciate, especially bringing on some friends all over the world. It's good to have a overview of the market, of the lockdown, of different things, different businesses. So it's always good to have people from all different backgrounds, especially when they're friends. You can be open with them. Sometimes with other people that you have live sessions, you can't really be open and ask personal questions as such. But it's
Yeah, I don't know how personal
no,
you
I don't get
these
I
meet.
don't get I don't get too personal, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
good to know. Um, so let's jump into the conversation. can you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do?
Just give me one.
Yep,
Just one
sure. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna hold this and put it in my mouth. So what's the use of these gloves? Yeah. Every time I come in, I have to sanitize all these things.
Seriously,
Yes. Blue sanitizer आता हूँ मैं. Yeah.
you sanitize your AirPods.
Not really, not my AirPods, but
Your
you know
hands.
these.
Well, what's the point of
Have,
sanitizing your
yeah.
gloves? Why don't you just take out new gloves? Come on, man. VIP, come on. You need
Yeah,
to
I
you
do
need
have
to
another gloves,
you need
but
to
these gloves, they have some kind of strange powder in them,
Oh,
so it
okay.
stays on your hand and it's quite sticky, so that you can
Okay.
remove it easily. Yes, I think we are ready to go now.
Super.
Yes.
So I was just asking you if you can introduce yourself as to who you are, what you do, what your VIP group does, so that we can get the conversation going.
Actually, what I'm doing right now is after my studies, which we were in London together, we were studying, I mean, not in the same college, but we were seeing each other. We had common
We are in the
friends.
same community, so we were going to the mosque and everything. That's where we met, right?
Yes,
Or
yes,
I
that's
mean,
where we
what
met.
was that? 2004, 2005, something like that.
Yeah, it was around 2003. I still
Yeah.
remember you having those big pony hippie ponytails.
Now the
Yes.
ponytails come here, but it's all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so after my studies, I did my MBA in finance. So I came back home and we already have a ready-made garments business in Kuwait. It's pretty much going on more than 40 years,
Okay.
and we have our fashion stores in all over Kuwait. So I wanted to start something new. Actually, I didn't want something to start new, but my father suggested me, let's do something else, Why don't we put our fingers or
Put our
in
hands into
distribution,
different. Yep, got you.
Yeah,
So I mean,
so
when you started, when you were young or when you were a teenager and when you came to university, did you always have that view that you're going to jump in with your family business, or would you start something totally different as to what your family is doing?
yeah, actually, my point of view was, just to jump into the business. Why? Because it's already set up, it's already
It's
set up,
already
and there's a
established.
huge,
Yep,
yeah, it's
yep,
already established, and there's more scope for, expanding instead of going my own way and doing my own thing and starting all over again, because
yep,
this business has been there for like more than 30 to 40 years. It's got a name to it.
yep.
And instead of me starting something totally new and venturing out something which works out or doesn't work out, and something which I've been seeing or experiencing for so many years, because even during my school days or my college days or university days, I always used to go to the office and look into the business, and it was quite interesting. And I'll just give you a quick insight. Actually, I wanted to be something else. I wanted to be a fashion designer, something related to clothes and something. And
Got you.
I even applied to some of the fashion schools in London.
In London. Okay.
And one day my brother comes up to me and says like, you want to be a fashion designer? We have fashion designers for us. We need to manage this business. I'm like, no, I'm really keen on designing clothes. And like, I'm no offense to the LGBT community or something, but but people like mostly connect fashion with, I know, gays
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't believe all that. Obviously, I'm not against them. It's a totally different free world. I'm not against
Yep,
them. I have
yep.
many. I wouldn't say I have many gay friends, but this topic is going somewhere else now. I just want to make myself safe, and I just want to say I'm not anti anyone. Everyone
Yeah.
has their own decisions, their own life. So then I decided I'll just go for a business school, and yeah, there I was. I was doing all my business studies 8 years in London, and then I came back home, and we had a jewelry business, gold jewelry business, and within the gold business, I thought we could diversify into
So
bullion.
this jewelry business was always there, along with the clothing business that you had?
Yes, yes. It started
So
later on.
someone was already managing that.
Yes, yes. My
Okay,
family
got you.
members, my father, my brothers, they were handling this business.
And that was
And
already called VIP Jewelers
yes,
when it was
VIP
a start.
jewelers.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay,
So we sort of starting a new venture of bullion business, which is selling of gold bars. They are kilo bars and Swiss bars, ranging from like
before I get into gold and everything, I wanted to ask you, because your family and your father and
mm,
everyone, they migrated from India up to Kuwait. Was it really easy for them to set up a business? I mean, we are going back 40 years ago. Was
mm,
it easy for them to set up this manufacturing business in Kuwait and take it to the levels where
mm,
did your father already have that vision in him that where VIP is today? Did he have that
mm.
vision that this is where it's going to be? And when he
Well, at
starts,
that time,
when he set up this business 40 years ago, was it
well,
easy?
uh, I don't think so. It was at that time he was very young. I mean, he was uh, in early 20s. He was in
Okay,
early 20s, and he came to Kuwait in 70s.
okay,
And I think the first time he came in a ship, which was something totally different at that time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he came to Kuwait in ship at that time, and he was working in a company. He was working in a car showroom or garage at that time.
Okay,
Those days,
okay.
all the American cars were very they are very,
GMCs.
yeah, all those General Motor companies,
Yep,
Chevrolets, they
yep,
are
yep,
pretty much
yep,
famous today itself
yep,
in Kuwait
yep.
as well.
Especially in the Middle Eastern countries, they're pretty massive.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
they're
you
very
guys
massive.
you guys don't buy German cars, you buy American cars. Although
Yeah,
we see Mercedes and all those cars there, but
yeah.
but
But they are kind of a status symbol over here in Kuwait. You need to have a
exactly.
German car outside your house, which is not anymore. We don't believe that right now. But before it was like it was a fashion statement. Now they have got many competition. You got Tesla, you got many other cars, Lexus, and
Sure.
so
Now,
yeah.
so we were talking that after your father was working in the garage, I mean, so when did he decide to, okay, now this is the time that I start my own thing, and how did he move that forward?
Actually, he had some common friends when he was here. He was staying with his friends who were working in Kuwait as well, and he used to see them there working. And the common friends came in touch with them, and they were selling clothes. They used to sell clothes in sacks, just like
And
how
those clothes came from India.
they were purchased locally. Some of them
Okay.
they used to come at India. Most of the time, at that time, the importing of ready-made garments from India was not that much, very
Okay.
minimal.
Okay.
So people used to import clothes from China.
Okay.
So that's how
Which
we
they
came in.
still which they still do today.
Yes, they still do the thing, and it's everything is from China. These gloves, this cap, hat. Even if you got a brand logo, they are making that. Even it says, this design in California, made in China, kind of thing. iPhones.
So,
So
what year was VIP wholesaling of clothes, retailing of clothes set up? Would you know?
the retail
And
section
were
came.
you born by then, or no? This was before you were born.
No, no, this is after I was born.
Okay,
After I was born, the
got you.
VIP retail stores, is the department stores. They started around in 2000,
Okay.
around in 2000 to
And
2003, I believe.
how many clothing stores do you have today from when you grew?
They are on five. They are on five
Five
right
stores.
now.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen the stores, and they go like stories up like ground
Yes,
per
yes.
second, and they're pretty massive. It's commendable what
Alhamdulillah.
your father has achieved over the years. It's really amazing.
Yes.
So then jewelry. So once your father set up VIP clothing, was jewelry like instantly, or no? It took like 10 years or 15 years to set up the jewelry section.
Uh, it took some. It didn't take much time. Actually, we got connected. It started actually during the Gulf War II,
Okay,
the second Gulf War, which was
okay.
around in 2000, and you can say 2006 or 7, the Gulf War II.
2003.
2003, yes, that's the
Yeah,
time when I was in London,
yeah, yep,
and
yep,
it
yep.
started there. And we had some funds, some investment funds with us, and we didn't want to risk at this time. So we converted those funds into gold, and then we started making turnover of that gold into jewelry, and that's how it
Okay.
all started. And it was a good response, and it was a good study research done, research and development, and the business was introduced.
So today you manufacture your own clothing, or you get that from China? You have the
Just 1 minute, yeah,
manufacture.
just one
Yep,
minute.
sure.
मैं बस कर रहा हूँ 2 मिनट ये हो रहा है wait. Just 1 minute.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying
So the
something.
manufacturing of clothes is done in Kuwait, or no, it's done abroad in China or
No, it's
somewhere, and then
all
you...
most of it is done in China, Thailand,
Okay, okay.
or
And there
few
you have
cities in India.
you have your own contracting manufacturers
Yes, we have our own
who design
manufacturing
the
unit, which is lettered out, obviously,
okay,
and this has been there for like around 40 years.
and
So
they are the same people that you've been working with for the past 40 years.
yes, mostly the same family. You know, I mean, the father is now, the sons are working, and
Okay.
we are still in touch with
And
them.
you always your father or your family does always go there to just see the setup and everything, to check it
Yes,
out, how it's going and
yes,
stuff.
yes,
That's
exactly,
good to know. I mean,
exactly.
I'm just this is the reason I'm asking you these questions is because I want to know from how you're one of those examples where it's a family run business, right? And what measures and steps has your father taken to keep that business alive and to keep that business running, and what he's doing today to keep that business running? I mean, people need to take that advice in them, that business is not just an overnight, you know, you become a millionaire. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes, like I was speaking to someone the other day, and it's like your baby, right? You nurture
Exactly.
it, you care about it. It's crawling at first, then it gets up, starts walking, starts running. So, you know, it's good to understand and to have these points in mind. Um, so when you were studying here and then when you went back, why did you choose to be in gold? And I mean, was there your father's view or vision in the fact that no, son, do something totally different and set that up so we have our, like you said, you want, your father wanted his hands in many other things that
Yes.
that can involve the family. So how did you take that step? I mean, I know you wanted to get into fashion and all that stuff. So how did you take that step into the gold bullion kind of market?
Actually, we were studying this for a bit. You know, it was a much easier way to get in and out of this business. There's no dead stock. There's no such thing as that dead stock like in clothing. If the clothes go out of fashion, you have to sell it off on special discounts, or like
Yep,
huge discounts, and
yep.
if the fashion dies. But for gold, gold is gold. I mean,
It's
yeah.
always
So it's very easy to get in and out, and instead of your money sitting in some foreign bank or in some investments, and as you know, I don't believe in share markets. We don't believe in stock
yep,
market and
yep,
all that.
yep,
You
yep.
can see the example right now.
Exactly,
We have been
exactly.
to
We
so
saw
many
the example
crises.
in 2008. I mean, these are live
Exactly.
examples in our life, right? We saw
Yes.
2008. We've
Yes.
seen 2019, 2020, you know, how it's going, how it's moving. So this is why it would be a great insight on why should someone invest their money. I know gold is gold, right? You can never get wrong with that. But what is the theory behind why should someone invest their money into gold? I mean, if
I
you
think
can.
it's gold is a very safe haven. I mean, anything goes wrong in the world, even the all government reserves, if you see, their strength is measured in gold or some kind of
Yep,
natural resources, but
yep.
basically it's gold. And like Kuwait and reserve of major reserve of gold, like the top countries, obviously,
I mean, the Middle
America,
East is
because that's
known
from
for its
overseas.
gold souks, right? I mean, gold
Yes,
markets,
yes.
and I mean, Dubai, we know about it. Kuwait, I've been there, I've seen it. You know,
Mm.
so I've seen the amount of gold that is sort of the amount of gold that exchanges hands. It's absolutely amazing to see that. Um, so how do you see today's market sort of
It's the
changing?
safest right now. The gold is moving rapidly. I mean, it's
And
just going
what's the,
upwards.
I mean, since you started, when did you start VIP Sadiq?
This is around 10 years ago. So,
This is 10
like,
years
it's
ago.
around 2010, around
So
2010.
when you got into it to where it is today,
Yes.
Have you seen the gold? I mean, we've all seen the gold price rise, but what has it been? What have you learned from it in these 10 years of doing this gold business? What have you learned?
Actually, the biggest thing I've learned is people have a lot of money. People have a lot of money sitting aside, especially in Middle East, because the business is regularly, global business is coming down, and people want to invest in something really lucratively, something which is very profitable, and they
Yep.
want to make money out of it. Even if they don't make money out of it, at least not lose that money. So
Yep.
people have a lot of money, and if you have money and if it's sitting in the bank and you're not earning interest on it, or you don't believe in interest, you you have to make money out of it, no? So and gold is the best thing. Even if you don't make money on anything, the gold is still there. It's not going to go
Yep.
like the rate is going to go zero. If
It's
you've
not
seen
it's
the
not going to
last
go
past
down.
year,
Yep.
yeah, you've seen like past years, several decades, gold has come from like 500. I've seen like $500 per ounce in 2002 or three to around this is around 1,700, which is the highest that gold has
Wow.
ever been in the
Wow.
history of in the history of bullion business, the gold business. It's the highest right now. In the last 2 months, it's grown around 200 to $250 per ounce.
And then during today's market, has this affected the gold value? Did it go down because of the lockdown and all that kind of stuff, or no, it stayed stable?
No, it did come gradually down, just a correction of the markets, because all the stock markets, they were rushing down, and people to make money out of it or save their most of the funds, they were selling gold, their gold reserves, as well as the same time as the share market, because they want to get their money out of
They
it.
wanted to
They
get
want
cash
to,
out of it.
yeah, they were clearing out it as a short position, selling out and buying it at the lower price, and that's how the whole money game goes on.
Yep, yep.
So
So did
as
a
soon
lot
as
of
the
people come up to you and wanted to sell their gold when
No,
these
I'm talking about
prices?
generally when no, they were buying it. They were buying
Okay.
it, but generally on the general view, like on the global view, the
Yep.
prices were falling down
Yep.
with the market.
Yep.
And as soon as the market was stable, everyone started buying gold, and it just doubled up the
And
rates.
then we saw the oil price sort of crash. Did that affect the gold price also?
No, it didn't affect the gold price. The
It
gold
it
stays at its
stayed.
own place. Usually, they kind of go together. When the gold
Yeah.
goes up, the oil goes
I mean,
up, and
we always see it, right? Like when the oil market goes down or the stocks and shares market go down, everything in the market tends to go down and then gradually come back up again. But that's one of the beauties that gold has, that it's tangible, right? You can touch
yes,
it, you can
yes,
feel it.
yes,
It's yours, and it will always gain value, whatever
yes.
happens to the market. Um,
I think it's
so
always good to invest in these things in a bullion, be it gold or silver or platinum. And I'm talking about physical. I'm not talking about going online trading and all, because
do you
online
have some
trading has.
physical assets with you right now that we can see?
Sure, sure. Let me just give me a minute. विनय एक गोल्ड बार हो तो देखो ना अंदर इधर है. Yeah.
Guys, this is live. This is going to be amazing to see a gold bullion bar on Instagram. And this is free marketing for you, Hussein.
Really? Okay. I'm
The-
gonna put my company IBAN
this
number
is
on the screen right now.
uh,
It starts transferring your funds.
this is a question I want to ask you. Do your bullion bars come with your monogram on it, or no? You
I
don't.
can do that, but we don't. We are not starting that yet. We have started with like small bars of like 1 gram and all those. Like
You
just
put
we have said.
your yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah. Here it is. Oh, trading, trade.
So it's good.
It's really strange. I'll tell you a story. When I was in
And I also
Malabar.
want to go through the story of when your I remember when your shop had caught fire. Wow, look,
Ah,
guys, this is
yes, yes, yes.
we've got a
Um,
question right now for you. What's the gold price right now?
it's
Look at that.
17,000,
Can you hold it?
17,000.
Can you hold it in your hand and we can see it?
Sure, sure. This is like a kilo bar.
Wow,
This is a kilo bar. If you guys can see, this is like a half kilo,
it's good. It's good.
and here's a quarter kilo. It's really strange how I'm able to show you this so easily in Kuwait, sitting in Kuwait. Whereas if I would have been in,
Yep,
if I would have
absolutely
been,
amazing.
if I would have been in London right now,
Yep. That's it.
If I've
That's
been
fine.
in London right now, I would have to go through several gates of security,
To get that.
and yeah, and I wouldn't even see that gold. I would have just spoken to a person in the window, and I would ask them what's the gold rate,
This
and he
is
would
this is this is the beauty of sitting in a Middle Eastern country, and you get the same thing in Pakistan also. You know, you can walk into a jeweler and you can just tell them to show me the gold. Obviously, they have their security measures and all that kind of stuff, but it's good
yes.
to see all of those things. So if you can, we had a question. What's the gold price right now?
In Kuwaiti dinars, this is around 17,300 right now.
Dollars?
Dollars, let me find out. An ounce, it is 17. Just 1 minute. Let me give it a live price. In ounce, it is $1,700 per ounce,
Dollars.
1,700. Yes, and in
That is
Kuwaiti
today's
dinars is
rate.
approximately 17,320 KD, which you want to know in dollars or pounds?
Dollars is fine, 1,700. So pounds would be something like what, 1,500?
Let me get it for
15
you.
or 15 or 1,400, something like that.
In pound, it will be 44,780. So around 45,000 pounds per kilo. So this thing
Oh,
is like,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
45,800 pounds
got you.
roughly. Yes.
Okay.
And this is
Um,
without tax.
yeah, but without tax in your country, right? I mean, if someone were to take this gold outside to their country, what would be the implications?
Actually, I think pure gold, as in 24 carats gold, I think there's no tax in any country, as far as what I believe. Pure gold, unless and until it is turned into a jewelry or some bars,
Yep, yep, yep,
it
yep.
has uh, you have to pay certain making charges.
We've got
Mr.
a question by
Sheikh
your
Salman
cousin.
Raghib is here. Yeah, he's here. He's just asking me the gold rate. Yeah, it's 17,320 dinars per
No,
kilo.
and he's
So it's
also
like,
asking, is this the right time to buy gold?
yes, yes, it's the right time to buy gold, because everyone is trying to save their money, and still we don't know what's the global economy or the global finance thing is going to go, where it's going to go. And the Bank of America last month, they said that the gold prices, which is $1,700 per ounce right now, could hit $3,000, which is crazy. I mean, this could
That's
happen
double.
in
That's
near.
almost
Yes.
double.
And still, we don't have any vaccination or any cure of any sort for this coronavirus. Even if it comes out with a vaccination right away, right now, the market are still, the damage has already been done. There's a lot of damage. Most
Now
of the
that you're
airline
saying
industries have
this
been
about
shut.
the Bank of America, what you mentioned, have you seen an influx in your organization itself? Have you seen the influx of people coming up to you and buying gold on a daily basis or ordering it online or on the phone or something like
Yeah,
that?
it is happening. It is happening. It is happening. It
So a
is
lot of
happening.
people are calling you up
Yeah,
and
people, they are really want to buy gold, but right now the market, as you've seen, it's totally shut. I mean, the customers
yep.
don't have that much access, but they are my customers, regular customers, and through social platforms, that is the websites, or your Instagram or Facebooks or social medias. Many people are doing business in Kuwait, and the government is encouraging such businesses online, as because you can maintain your social distancing and
Social
uh,
distancing plus carbon footprint, all of that kind of stuff, you know.
yeah, but Kuwait doesn't
Um,
care. I'm sorry, carbon
yep.
footprint.
Yeah, I mean, Kuwait, right? It's
That's
Kuwait,
something
but
really totally different from what we are going through right now. We want to make
um,
money.
just
I'm
take
really
me
sorry, but
through.
this is what the scenario is
No,
right now.
it is like that, right? So what I wanted to go through with you is, I know that a few years ago you had a crisis at your shop. I mean,
Yes, yes, yes.
did that affect your business, your mental morale, your thinking towards, maybe
This is a very good
did it
question,
bring you down?
This is
If
a
you could
very
just
good
take me
question.
through.
Actually, that thing has helped us a lot.
Okay.
Uh, our what business we are doing is a family business, and
Yep.
we are all the seven brothers of my father, like all of them, all the seven brothers, including my father. They have been together since last 40 years, and they are like the
Wow.
pillars of this family,
Of
this
the
business. And
Yep.
I think if they would have been working separately, they wouldn't have accomplished this. I mean, through going through the Gulf War One in 1990s or the 2008 crisis, it doesn't affect Kuwait. It doesn't affect us because we are not into share markets or something. But still,
Yep.
it affected most of the Gulf countries, being
Yep.
Saudi Arabia,
And
Dubai.
obviously, it's a ripple effect on whatever you're doing, even though that we don't deal in interest and shares and all that kind of stuff. It
Hmm.
does affect you somehow that if the larger market is not buying it, then the smaller
Fahad को
market
phone करो ना.
also.
Fahad को. Sorry for that.
Yeah,
Fahad को
yep,
phone करो.
sure.
Phone कर रहा है. Yes.
Um,
Sorry. Yes.
so we've got a comment by your cousin saying business got affected, but mental morale was high, and that is why we
Exactly.
bounced back.
Exactly. The family was together, and the joint family thing, which is, it's very much encouraged in the Asian culture, I believe. You also
Absolutely.
believe that,
This is
the Asian
I
culture,
believe
they
that
always believe in
strongly
staying
that.
together, especially in these times, in these times of crisis or war. We have been through war, we have been
Yep,
to,
yep.
like a financial crisis, we have been to a pandemic like this. Now, pandemic and financial crisis, they have come together,
Exactly.
Before these things like SARS and all other diseases like Ebola, they were kind of
In the
a particular
nation or
place
in
or
the
region.
region, exactly. It didn't affect the outer world, but now obviously with all this lockdown and everything, the whole global financial uh, asset market, share market, property market, everything has been affected. Um, because we have two great people merged today, I would like to ask. Yes, please go ahead. Whatever questions you may have, Sheikh Salman Raghib, whatever you may have, put it through. So now coming back to today's digital world where governments, is this a good time to buy property in UK or buy gold? Wow.
All right, you kind of continue that for 2 minutes. I'll get back to you. Just 2 minutes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. That's an amazing question. I mean, gold market, gold as such is the asset class, like Hussein said, it's one of those assets that you want to keep to store your money. Property, yes, it's
क्या बोल रहे
bricks
हैं
and
फहद?
mortar also, it's also assets and everything, but property does get affected in that way that your returns might get affected. But if you are investing in property, let me tell you this is the time. Like, if it's the time to buy gold, it is the time to invest your money into property as well, because this is where you get deals. Like the other day, I was listening to a property expert, and I'm going to bring him live soon on my live session also. He's called Samuel Leeds, and he was mentioning that if a property is valued at, look, gold price you cannot change, that's the market value, you got to buy it on the market value, it's all determined by the market value. But property market is determined by many other you know points, and it has its advantages and everything. So someone was saying, if the property value is at 200,000 today, and that it's going to be dropping to 150,000 in the next year or 2 years, you should buy that property today at the rate which is going to be in 2 years' time. So 150,000, for example. That's where you make your killing. So this is the time to get that killing advantage asset, time it right, price it right, and make the investment into property. But again, gold, you can never compare gold to anything really. Yeah, gold is gold, like Hussein said, you can never go wrong with gold. But where minimum risk involved, gold or property, of course, gold, 100%. That's any day, that's the least risked asset that anyone can get into. But that puts me down on my property side. But no, I would always say gold, and definitely the second best asset class would be property. It'd be anywhere in the
Exactly,
world.
exactly. Yes, I don't think anywhere in the world. I mean, the hot properties where they are, the safe haven, these places which are quite safe from all these financial crises or anything,
Yep, yep,
There are some, like when we talk about property, talk about
yep,
places like Knightsbridge or,
yep, yep,
all
yep.
these, they have very high property value or
Not
places
only
in like,
that, but in the UK alone, anywhere in the UK, it's the best
वो देखो वो
time.
पेपर वापस डाल दो तो
It's the
sorry, yeah.
best. It's the best time to buy a property in the UK right now. UK, like for example, if gold is your safe haven to store money, then UK is your safe haven to invest in property. Anywhere. I mean, you cannot invest your money in Dubai, or it be the Southeast Asia, or the Middle East, or Africa, or America. UK will always be that safe haven to invest in property. I don't, it's a proven fact that this is why UK's biggest buyers are foreign investors when it comes to properties. That's how it is.
Exactly. And what I've heard from stories right now going on is many people are investing into property, especially Chinese people. They're trying to get into these property business right now, and they're
Yep.
seeing an opportunity over here to grab on some of their chunk of money investment into UK market or the European market or the American market, because they know they have been hit high by
Yep.
this
I mean,
crisis.
we were just on our group yesterday, right? And someone mentioned that there's a high rate of Chinese buyers going to all these destinations where they get the golden visa. So
Yeah, I heard that.
just because of property investment, it's a great thing. But I mean, obviously, UK has not opened that, and I don't think they will ever open the golden visa sort of option to any foreign investor, because that would just, I mean, they have that option when you come up to like 10 million, the 3 million or 5 million investment. They have that option there, but then again, not everyone has that 5 million to invest into another country unless you're a Southeast Asian. So a few final points from you, Hussein. Like you mentioned, gold is the real asset class to invest in today's market, financial crisis, anything like that. How me sitting in the UK, and let's say this is just, I know you, I know that you deal in gold, how easy it is for me to invest and buy gold from you and for you to ship it over to me in the UK?
Actually, shipping it to UK is something else. The companies that we deal with, they have vaults all over the world. We deal with one of the top companies in Forbes 100 list, which are American banks and
Okay.
Swiss banks or British banks who have their reserve, and they can deliver it to you, or you can have your gold with them. And
And
there
how
are
long
also,
does it take from ordering to delivery?
it all depends on the banking service developed, how your account is, how
Sorry, you've got a
your
connection
KYC,
issue.
how your
Sorry. Hello, I lost
KYC
you.
is with the. Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can. Sorry, I didn't get that. Yes, I can. I was asking you about
It only.
how quick would be the delivery rate to get to
I mean, it's
the
pretty
UK.
much easy. It's very easy. It all depends on how your relationship is with your financial institution, your bank, or anything like KYC, your New York customer
Yep,
thing,
yep,
and
yep, yep,
it
yep.
all, because gold is such a thing. It gets all that big chunk of money get compressed into such a small thing, and it's very much favorites of money laundering and all these issues. So how clear is your uh,
Money.
how clear is your money, or how clear is your financial
Have
thing?
you this is a good point you've raised. Have you ever faced that sort of issues when it comes to money laundering or something? People come
Yes,
up to
yes,
you
we
with
always, of
tons of
course.
cash and they want to put it into gold or something. I mean, do you come across that all the time?
Yes, I do come across that all the people have a lot of cash money, which is not acceptable in Kuwait. There's a particular certain amount of cash that you can bring into your office and you can use it. The
So what do
rest
you do? I
cash,
mean, if someone turns up with briefcases of cash, what do you do? I
we
mean,
have to,
on
actually,
one side you've got your business, and on the
yes,
other
according to
side you've got.
According to
Yep.
Kuwait law, we have to report them to the money laundering department in Kuwait.
Seriously?
So yeah,
Wow.
we have a separate department for that in Kuwait, a separate governing body for that, and we are supposed to inform them about this. If someone brings chunks of cash, so we just have to warn the customers not to come again over here with that
Okay.
cash. We can
And
only deal directly
so
through
you
banks.
warn the government? Do you warn the government, or you tell them at first, no,
No,
we
we
can't
just
accept your.
inform the obviously we just inform the customers, so because the customers sometimes they are not aware of such things, as the terrorism has grown, the issue of money laundering has been really,
Yep.
really
Yep.
strict. I mean, really strict. So we
Yep.
have to inform some customers, because some people are old school. They just believe in cash,
So
they don't.
how much cash as a customer could I bring to your office right now to buy the gold? I mean, could I come and buy 1 kilo
It would
right
be
now if I
around
want to?
10,000 pounds. That's it. Not more than
That's
that.
it. So
That's it. Not
so
more
I
than that.
can't even buy a kilo of you today if
You
I wanted to.
out, especially if you're investing in real estate or invest in gold or invest in any kind of change company and allowed cash.
Great.
Period. Yeah, it's
I
that.
mean, it's everywhere in the world, right? You can't deal with cash. It's like over here in the UK, there are so many tons and tons of checks that you have to go through, especially with the lawyers and the banks and everything. Even when you're investing in property, they do ask you where did this money come from, where how
Yes.
produce the papers of how you got this money,
Mm,
all that kind of stuff. But that's how things run in the world today. So,
exactly. Exactly.
final piece of sort of question to you is, what would your advice be to someone that wants to start in the gold business today? I mean, what should they do? What should they look out for? Uh, how should they go about getting into the gold business?
What's the best thing I would invest? Not just about gold. If you have your money lying around with you and it's just sitting idle in some banks, for example, in Swiss banks or American banks or any UK banks or any foreign banks, any safe banks that you have, it's lying in such a currency which has the currency value can go down anywhere. You can safely take that money, the paper money, which has no reason to be having a value in today's time. You need to convert it into something which is a very natural resource. Could be gold, first being gold, which is the best thing you can do and acceptable all over the world. You can invest into real estate, which is physical in front of you. It's not something that is intangible. Don't invest online, electronic things. I'm sorry, but I have to say Bitcoin.
No, no, absolutely.
I,
That's
I
fine.
mean, if the whole world agrees with Bitcoin, something else. But what if you're going to do if there's an epidemic and there's no electricity? What happens
Yep.
to that electronic
Yep.
currency? Poof,
Yep.
it's gone in the air.
It's gone. Yep.
What happens to
Totally
all
get
the
it.
data and what about all that system they have in this for the Bitcoin? So don't
Exactly.
invest in something which you can't see, or don't invest into paper money. Invest into gold, precious metals, real estate, be it anything you do business, do physical business. I mean, into clothing or whatever you like to do.
Something that you
And
can touch and feel. Your advice is that
yes,
people should go
exactly,
for,
exactly.
you
Has to be
should go
tangible.
for that.
It has
Great
to be
stuff.
tangible.
Great stuff. Um, and one last question. If someone wanted to start their business today in gold, for example, would you look at uh, doing a JV with them, sitting in Kuwait, partnershiping with them? I mean, would you
Sure.
would you sort of franchise your name to them, or no? You would tell them, no, you got to start your own business, and we can pump the investment, or we can produce, and we can give you the gold that you need. How would that be?
Well, I have customers. They have a very we we are into wealth management as well because gold, as you see, these things mostly get used into making jewelry and investment. So we have portfolios of VIP customers who invest in their money in us, and we give them advice when to buy in and when to buy out, and we give them all the market information which is in our hands, and this is how we kind of help
And
our
if
customers.
someone wanted to start their gold bullion business today, for example,
Hmm.
would you give them the right advice, or would you sort of
Sure, why not? Why not?
would you sort of if they said that, okay, Hussein, I look, I have the investment capital and everything, but I want to set this business up in the UK, would you take them through the whole procedure and everything? Obviously, it's in Kuwait, but this is UK, and they would have to go through their financial regulations and all that kind of stuff over here. But would you sort of be with them in terms of produce and giving them the gold in terms
Sure,
of
I'm always here. I'm
setting up their
hands
business?
on
Would you
for
do
you
that?
anytime. For anyone who wants to start a business in this crisis, and if they have
You're
money
breaking.
lying around, I would be always there to assist anyone who needs any help in regards to starting up a business in bullion or gold and share my experiences anytime,
Super,
anytime.
super. Well, that's an amazing conversation I had with you, Hussein, of VIP jewelers, VIP clothing, VIP Sadiq. Guys, if you're ever interested in buying gold or getting any knowledge, advice about gold, do contact Husain Raghib. His personal ID on Instagram is at Hot Red Chili Pepper. Is that correct? Did I say it right? I don't know
Yeah,
why
it's
you've
hot red
chosen.
chili. I know it's funny because it's been a tag I've been created since this MS internet fever. All the internet
Yeah,
fever, all the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
MSN, Yahoo Messengers,
So you've
and
always
all
had that
those.
user ID since the age since past ages. Good.
Yes,
So
yes.
like I said, if you want any kind of advice in gold, I mean, I know he's sitting in Kuwait, but look, it's digital world right now, social media world right now. He's sitting there and he'll be able to give you whatever advice you need on it. So give him a follow, send him a DM, and I'm sure he'll look into that. But it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you,
Same
my
here, bro.
friend.
Same here. I just
Thank you
wanted
for
to
all
say
the advice,
all the people who are going to watch this.
yes, go ahead.
All the people who are going to watch this. This is Murtaza. He's a very good friend of mine from UK. He's into property business in London, in UK. He has a lot of big customers, a good portfolio of customers especially from the Middle East and from Russia, I believe, from most
Okay.
of the high dignitaries in London, because
Yep.
everyone wants a chunk of property in London who has an extra income. So please do get in touch with him. He's a genuine guy. He's a genuine person, a gem of a guy. He won't
Thank you
loot
so
you.
much.
He's going to give you the best deeds in London. So do get in touch with
Appreciate it.
Murtaza for BTH Properties. Definitely recommend my friends, my colleagues to get in touch with property if they ever want to invest into property in London or
London
anywhere
or
else.
UK, I'm here. We can talk. Let's talk
Definitely,
business. But
definitely, sir.
thank you so much for jumping on a Sunday. I know it's a working day out there, but it's a weekend over here. So I'll enjoy my weekend and you enjoy
Yes,
your selling gold time. But thank you so much for jumping on. It's been a
sure.
pleasure.
I'll really be fun to join you again anytime, and we
Absolutely.
can still
Next time I want to see your
continue
next
this.
time I want to see your silver bars and your platinum bars. But it was good to see your gold
Definitely,
bars. I'm
definitely,
I'm
bro.
going to put a display pic with you holding them so soon. All right.
Cheers.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you
Take
so
care,
much,
buddy.
Hussein.
Take care.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Give my regards to your family, kids at home.
I will do. And same here.
Take care,
And
buddy.
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem. Bye. Take care. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
How do we
Are you going?
shut this?
You
Okay, we're
can
gonna
just
leave
press the
it.
cross button. You can just
All
press the
right.
cross
Cheers. Take
button on
care.
the top.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye bye.
So, an amazing conversation I had with Hussein Raghib. Like I mentioned, they're into three different things: VIP clothing, VIP jewelry, and VIP Sadiq, which is bullion. Give him a hit. If you want to invest in gold, as he mentioned, they can deliver anywhere in the world. So do give him a follow, ask him anything about gold that you want to, and I'm sure he will be of great help to you guys. So thank you so much to all the viewers that tuned in. We've got another session in the next 10 minutes with another friend of mine who deals with Amazon. So do tune in, and I'm sure it will be of great knowledge to you guys as well. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy it wherever you are. Bye bye.